There are many misconceptions about grief that can get in the way of healthy grieving. That grief is something to be done with in just a few months, in 1 year or two. That you should be over it by now, that you should get over it at all. Or that loss is something you don't talk about because you'll only upset someone. When the truth is that none of these rules apply. Grief is a universal human experience, a raw and real part of our existence. It's not something to be hidden or dismissed, not something to be rushed through. Grief is something to be honoured. It affects every part of us. It sits in our bodies, our feelings, and thoughts. While we grieve as individuals, it is also a family and social experience, a spiritual experience. All this makes for intense moments when we feel the loss or the absence so deeply. In other moments, on other days, we're okay and a sense of routine can slip in. Some days, it's a balancing act between both these states. The emotions and the memories ebb and flow. We are often told that grief happens in stages, like there are steps to follow that will help us get over or signal an end to the pain of grief. When really, it's not so linear or logical. There are no stages to grief to work through and no goal to reach. It may be many years later and a memory, a song, or a smell will knock you off your feet to remind you that grief and that which you have lost is still there. We may yearn to bridge the gap, to find a way to keep the connection alive. It helps to have time to remember the importance of these experiences and how normal they are. And though it is hard to give ourselves time to feel the pain, and although it may sound strange, it is important to remember that the lighter days, the good days, the memories that bring a smile to our face are as much a part of grief as the hard days. There are many ways to support grief, many strategies for coping. Writing, walking, talking, working, travelling, sorting, and just hanging in there. Some people talk about needing their friends, others of needing to be alone. When people die, that's it on one level. But grief is not the end of love. It signals a bond that continues in our hearts and minds. Those relationships in some way will go on. They will continue to be a part of us and who we become as we muddle on and fluctuate and grow around grief.